Martin O'Malley returns to the city that gave him his political start to make a big announcement about his future. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for staying with us for 11 News at 6.
Now, you know, at some points his hints about his future plans have been pretty subtle, not so much today. He released a video playing the tune to Hail to the Chief on his guitar.
That's a pretty good tip right there.
11 News IT reporter David Collins joins us from Federal Hill tonight, the site of O'Malley's big announcement in the morning. Nothing subtle about that, David.
Well, Martin O'Malley is expected to announce he's running for president, and he's doing it where his political career began, here in Baltimore. Hints abound for the worst-kept political secret. Did you recognize Hail to the Chief and Martin O'Malley's nod? The stage is set for the biggest announcement of O'Malley's public service career. He's been building momentum and a campaign war chest to run for U.S. president.
He is a proven leader, and he's a progressive. He's got a track record of getting things done.
Volunteers are easy to find because there's so many of them.
I think that executive experience, having led a big city, led a state government.
O'Malley has evolved as a law and order mayor to a liberal crusader as governor. Critics contend as mayor, his zero-tolerance policing policy planted the seeds of discontent that fueled unrest after the police in custody death of Freddie Gray. But he also reduced crime. He got the city into the hotel business, but the Hilton is still a drain on finances. He's recognized as a pioneer of CityStat. Volunteers see him as a man of the people.
Solicits the input from the citizenry to find out what they were thinking and how he can incorporate some of their ideas and thoughts into his master plan.
Governor O'Malley got a living wage bill passed, but it applied to state contractors, and half of those were exempt. During the Great Recession, Maryland regained more jobs than neighboring states. However, they were lower paying than what disappeared. Maryland ranked #1 in education. His support for same-sex marriage evolved after New York State passed legislation. His DREAM Act provides an in-state tuition break for undocumented aliens. He repealed the death penalty, but only after the NAACP lined up the votes. He gets mixed reviews from environmentalists. Volunteers, though, are ready to write a new American chapter.
It's history being made in Maryland.
If O'Malley tosses his hat into the ring, the question begs, does he have a shot? The moderator of NBC's Meet the Press had this to say about that.
He certainly has all the resume to be a formidable presidential candidate. I think now you got to ask yourself, watching Bernie Sanders sort of steal some of the anti-Hillary thunder early, basically beat Martin O'Malley to the left when trying to be the sort of progressive alternative to Hillary Clinton. You know, I think now O'Malley's got just a steeper chance. He's got to get over Bernie Sanders before he gets his shot at Hillary Clinton. So I think right now you've got to wonder the timing. Did he sort of miss a window here a couple of months ago?
NBC's Chuck Todd. The Baltimore-based Kelly Bell Band will warm up the crowd prior to the announcement. After O'Malley speaks, he's off to a campaign event in Iowa. Reporting live from Federal Hill, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
David, thank you. Of course, Martin O'Malley's announcement is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You can watch it live on our website, WBALTV.com, and we will have a full recap of the day on 11 News at 6 tomorrow evening.